Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political View comes to you at Ebonade 103.5 FM with Martin Ifan Shubu is here every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of political actors from various political parties on political process, views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebona at 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a date.
Yes, the politics of the politics where there is always a blame game between candidates, where candidates capitalize on jobs instead of addressing the challenges we face as a nation. How can such politics be of benefits? Good morning and welcome to this edition of Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. I am Martin Ifan AKC. From the perspective of the common Nigerian, politics of ethnicity, politics of religion, how much have you benefited from it? Will you say that we have benefited from such politics in the long run? When can it be said that Nigeria is playing now, or is now playing the politics of the kind of politics that unifies us as a nation, rather than the politics that tears us apart? These days, when you look at Wike, Governor Wike of Rivers State, it looks as if what he's doing is unifying Nigeria when it comes to politics. He invited Oshomole of the APC to commission a project. He also invited Mr. Peterobi of the Labour Party to commission a flyover bridge. Yesterday, President Buhari commissioned a law complex in Port Harcourt also. Are you not going to say that he's unifying us, in one way or the other? The party that divides us now, he's trying to bring everybody together. So in some kind of way, though. Meanwhile, Governor Wike, he condemned the comments of Governor Soludo about the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. He also reminded Peterobi that he did very well, and that's why he thinks that the governor of Anambra State is envious of him, Peterobi. Now, the issue of underage voters registration, that is the registration of minors, is in the front burner of Nigerian politics today. But at the same time, the United States supports the Bermuda voters accreditation system and promised to ban election riggers. Now, as we count down to the 2023 presidential election, a lot is happening in the political space in Nigeria. So we have a lot to talk about on this edition of Political Views on Ebonare 103.5 FM. But before we go any further, let me bring you up to speed on what is happening in the political scene with political news. Now, the news. 97 days to election. Obi, Tinubu, Atiku, polarise Southeast. The headlines. 2023, INEC to take full delivery of BVAS by December. That is, Bimodal Voters Accreditation System by December. United Nations releases $10 million to support Nigeria flood victims. We must act urgently to avert Nigeria's collapse, says Ighodalo. Law firm marks International Men's Day. Law firm marks International Men's Day. Nigeria's largest pool of voters divided before election. 2023, 9.3 million PVCs lying idle in INEC's coffers, Utomi alleges. Underage voting, we can't rule out infractions by our staff, INEC admits. Obi hails Wike's stance on equity, fairness. Now, the first story, 97 days to election. Obi, Tinubu, Atiku, polarise Southeast. The quest for support among the three top contenders for the presidency in the 2023 general election, Peter of Labour Party, Bola Tinubu of All Progressive Congress, APC, and Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has seriously driven a wedge into the unity and cohesion of the southeast geopolitical zone of this country. Emerging signals have accentuated the fact that no segment of the region could speak with one voice on who to support in the presidential election. This was even as the parties in power in the five southeast states, PDP, Enugu, and Abia, APC, Imo, and Ebonyi, All Progressive Grand Alliance, APGA, Anambra, have employed the instrumentality of their incumbency to either curry support for their preferred candidates or ensure their opponents were denied opportunities to canvass for votes. Surprisingly, even the Apex Igbo Social Cultural Organization, Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, which had before now championed the cause for a Nigerian president of Igbo extraction, is not left out of the polarization sweeping across the zone. Now, the next story we have for you is 2023 INEC to take full delivery of BVAS by December. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has again reiterated commitment to conducting credible elections next year. Its National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Barrister Festus Okoye, who represented the chairman, Prof. Mahmoud Yakubu, gave the assurance yesterday at an interactive session with the media, assuring that INEC would take delivery of all bimodal voter accreditation system before end of December. Considering the safety of the equipment in the face of incessant attacks on INEC facilities across the country, Ukoyo assuaged the fears of Nigerians, stressing that the machines would be fully secured. He added that while BVAS machines remain in INEC's custody, the permanent voters card (PVCs) would be kept with the Central Bank of Nigeria. The next story, Buhari commissions Port Harcourt Law School Complex, Lords Wike. President Muhammadu Buhari has described the Dr. Nabo Graham Douglas campus of the Nigerian Law School, built, furnished, and handed over by the Governor Nyesom Wike administration, as a grand wonder, structured to be self-sustaining. The president has also announced his approval and directive that measures be taken for the immediate implementation of the enhanced salary and welfare scheme for the judicial officers. Speaking while commissioning the project yesterday in Port Harcourt, President Buhari described it as an abiding testament to the commitment of Governor Wike to the promotion of law and development in Rivers State and beyond. I did not engage in poetic verbosity to probably describe the grand wonder that is being commissioned today. The icing on the cake is the fact that this edifice and its state-of-the-art facilities are structured to be self-sustaining through associated revenue earners. Now, the next story we have for you, we must act urgently to avert Nigeria's collapse, says Ighodalo. The convener, Rebuild Nigeria Initiative, RNI, Itua Ighodalo, has declared that Nigeria is at a crossroad, lamenting that its fortunes have continued to decline to the detriment of its citizens. Ighodalo, who spoke at the second edition of Rebuild Nigeria Initiative held at Metropolitan Club, Thursday said decades of poor governance and endemic corruption have worsened the standard of living of Nigerians. He lamented that agitations from all sections of the country were escalating with worsening economic and human development indicators, adding that the situation threatened previous progress in building national cohesion, maintaining political stability, the emergence of the middle class, and sustaining economic development. The next story, Nigeria's largest pool of voters divided before election. Abacha, Muyam, and Babakura Alhaji Issa, friends from Bama in the northern Nigerian state of Borno, both voted for President Muhammadu Buhari in their country's election in 2019. Now, the 41-year-old and the 27-year-old are at odds over who should succeed their champion in next February's ballot. Their disagreement symbolizes much of the fragmented opinion in Nigeria's northern states, a crucial electoral battleground. Megacity Lagos, in the predominantly Christian south of the country, has the most registered voters, but it is the mainly Muslim northern states that historically record higher levels of turnout. Their support delivered the presidency to Buhari in the last two elections, but now voters and analysts say the region appears more splintered. Sitting next to each other on a mat under a tree in Borno's capital, Maiduguri, Muya said he would vote for Bola Tinubu for All Progressive Congress Party, and Issa says he's voting for Atiku Abubakar of the opposite People Democratic Party. 16 other candidates are running for the top job, including peterobi of the Labour Party, Rabiu Kwankwaso of the New Nigerian Political Party. The next story we have for you is 2023, 9.3 million PVCs lying idle in INEC's coffers, Otomi alleges. A chieftain of the Labour Party, Professor Pat Otomi, has lamented the non-distribution of permanent voters card PVC in the coffers of the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC, alleging that at least 9.3 million such cards are lying idle in the commission's offices. Otomi stated this on Thursday when he, alongside the chief spokesman of the Peter Obi Dati Ahmed Labour Party campaign council, Dr. Tanko Yusuf, and others, led an advocacy walk to the INEC headquarters under the aegis of the Big Tent. He queried the necessity of even having the PVC as a requirement for voting, saying with biometrics authentication of a potential voter, there was no need to have a physical card. Now, the next story we have for you is underage voting. We can't rule out infractions by our staff, INEC admits. On Thursday, the Independent National Electoral Commission vowed to discipline those responsible for the violations and the registration of minors as voters during the previous continuous voters registration CVR campaigns. The commission, however, maintained that proof of underage and multiple registrations in its preliminary voter register was committed to transparency. The National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, stated this in a statement on Thursday. And sorry, this morning, Obi hails Wike stance on equity, fairness. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Mr. Peterobi, has said that Governor Nyesom Wike's insistence on doing things the right way has distinguished him. This is as Wike commended Obi for leaving the People's Democratic Party, PDP, and the frustrations meted to him to pursue his political ambition. Obi spoke in Port Harcourt at the inauguration of Mkpolu Oruworu flyover, the ninth in the series of such projects by Wike. Obi said, nobody in this country can doubt your performance. Anybody who does so does not admit what is good. You have worked for your people. You have worked for Nigeria. And you have done everything anybody could achieve. Yes, it is still political views on Ebon at the 103.5 FM, and it's about time, for you to air your view. Tell us what you think about all that is going on in the political space in Nigeria. Then basically the things Wike is doing today is it something even Nigerians should, like every Nigerian should emulate, in some kind of way? Is that something we should all emulate? Even every office holder, if every office holder is behaving like Wike right now, don't you think that Nigeria will be more unified? On the course of this program, we like in the subsequent, like previous editions of this program, I've heard callers who said that Wike is doing all he's doing for selfish reasons. The number you will call to become part of the conversation here this morning are 080 9666 1035. Let's hear from you. Hello. Yeah, good morning, my brother. Hmm. Okay, please go on. Okay. Okay. I don't. I'm not as at this moment, but I will get that for you. Okay, and for another thing issue. So, okay, you will go to Queen will first. Okay.
And they know the one in a policy teacher. And for the fact it has been a long time on a policy teacher. I don't know here. A lot of things under this Nigerian presidential election become around the land. On a lot of things. And I keep asking, if I was me, how old are you? How long have you been in this politics? What have you been saying and doing this while? In the Nigeria arriving to this essence that you have to want to collapse and the people are hearing your voice. Or is it because of people who have come out? Because we can know that it's still only people who is the only Igbo man have come out. Umar is an Igbo man also. What is number one? Secondly, people is not only the Igbo first people that have come out on this president. All those other have come out. And I'm sure that the part of them is saying that politics. Part of them, what they give you, what same party give you, and when not the color come out. Part of them, what same party did this place? When Roger to Croatia come out in this presidential election, they didn't have impact, they didn't have airport, they didn't have I told you this. Nobody is here to answer. I know that all this while you have been in this politics. And nobody is hearing your voice and their comment and their support and their whatever.
But do you remember that he's the one? Do you remember he stepped down for Peterobi? You remember that he stepped down for Peterobi?
He stepped down for another one.
So is that one not an impact?
have come out before you. I want to know the I want to know if you comment again. On all the things that get that this was done that it was against here. I already will be out the master of the whole world. I don't know when you could I did you know that kind of presenter debate. Call about. Now, do the second now. Oh, yeah, another presenter debate. I got it. But you told me. Mbonya kutada dogo nitiala. Mo kade mafia mo yala dua. E boy ko dua pata. Muna mo bra presenter debate on other. E go ha ya no lu. Ama pata o wetia. Mgbe dị na na-adị ede arụta agwa ya ma ọ pụtara ma ọ na-apụta o wee tịa uwe wee baa n'oche dịkwa nke ya ede ada agwa mpega jibet na azụọrọ ejira ma ọ na-ọbịa nwa ya n'ụlọ nke ahụ o wee tịa na-agakwa n'iru o ruo na nke kịta na ede na onye apụta ọ naghị atụkwa asị ya ịma oke ọ nweta ụlọ ọgwụcha ka ndị ọbụla ji wee na-achị steeti ahụ ịnweta mebara agapụta ihe maka ya ga-achị Naijiria ndị nkọmacha ntịrọta odochie ọ nweta onwe ihe nọ n'ọmme iyi ọ̀tẹ́tẹ́tẹ́tẹ́ ní àgọ́ àyè ní ìlà ìgbọ́ ìtẹ́tẹ́ náà ọ̀kadì n'ime ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́tẹ́ náà mmiri juru Naijiria n'ọnụ ihe na-agwa anyị okwu n'ime na-agwa anyị na-adị ndị eji ala tẹ́tẹ́ anyị ekwuola okwu ga-enye ha ohere agụgazi egwa dị n'ime ọbịa ọka mejere ihe na-ekwu n'okwu ahụ ịmanya ọkpụrụ okwu ndị nwere mkpuka tuwa kwuru okwu na ndị Igbo dị mapụchabụ fadị ọtọ na dị n'ọnya ya abụọ japụtabụ Igbo kwuru okwu ihe na-agba ya ọchọpụta na-ahụ na Igbo chọrọ kwa ha nye n'ihi eji nọwa ndị politiks kedu ihe ikwu kedu mgbe e gbara ogo nkịta na ị na-agwa anyị na onwe otu ihe na-ama mgbaba anyị ndị ọchụ anyị na-ekwu ka anyị nye ha ohere tụrụchazi ego dị n'ime ọfịa ego n'ime ọfịa ka ọ na-adị ka ụlọ ọba ego ka ọ na-adị mmadụ na-achị ka anyị dịpụtazi ego dị n'ime ọfịa a na-ejizaanye mọni and the more they are designing ihe ahụ ego a ga-eji wee mee gịnị wee tụpụkọ wee bịa ụzọ ọla kpata ọkọta nwe onye mmanụ ihe ga-eji mere n'ezi ịfụrụ ya onweghị onye mmadụ the connection and the state na-aga n'ihu between Nigeria ndị nwe ha na Jaka bọnturu na mba ụwa ma nwoke ihe ha nyere fa eji wee gwa na ka anyị ga-eme ezi akpọzi ụlọ a bikọ ha enwe amana ọgọdasị na ihe a na-ekwu okwu elektọn na elektọn a dị ime o nwere ike wee ego ha ga-ebu wee laa pepa
abịa n'okwu elekshọn a ebe ikwutego okwu elekshọn a ya abịa n'okwu elekshọn a kịta ifili na adị divided rinne na onye a na-achọ ka i decide na onye a ga-abụ onye ga-achị from like ibu mma na ala Igbo ibu mma na ọha na eze ndị Igbo
na okwu ọ na-ekwu na ihe ọ na-azọ na ihe ọ na-ekwu does not talk to people they know where they are going so ya ụgwụrụ ọnụ gbata saja ihe ọrụ na-azọ for some benefit so in as much as this agitation has been ọ ya wụ ihe onye ọbụla ji ọsọ gị na ya gaja ọsọ gị na ya na-achị in the other side of it so na onwe ndị na-agba mbọ na-ekwurịta ego obodo a na-ekwuzi ya na mba ọzọ ya ego a na-adịga anyị kịta nna enweghị onye mmanụ dị secret of this moral na-adịga anyị adịsịta time a ma wee gaa ga-adịka iko nkekọ wee bụrụ laba community ka anyị na-eme ihe a webụ ya ma ọ na-elekere a lot of things na-aga n'ihu na-enweghị onye mmanụ na-apụta na ndị ejejela bụ ụbọchị onweghị gagata abịa ha na-abịa no kedu ihe mere ihe ego mere ụdị n'ime ọbịa wee ruo na agba nkịtị na ọrịa bụ okwu adatị mmanụ a na-ekwu kedu ma onye nkịtị okwu maka Nigeria sola atọ nwe ha ada ha dị mmadụ Igalo or something Igalo bụ afọ ya Igalo that man okwu ahụ kwuru bụ eziokwu because you never know the administration of Nigeria and the way things is going. The fact that Nigeria is about to collapse. Because now, I think I'm about this before now. Oh, when I come back last year, but I know this national school on the last year earlier. That about that before that now it's always more and it's right. And the Nigeria also signed the document and the statement of
mana ọbọkwa n'ebe a ka ọbụla ebe a ka nyanwa si apụta na ebe nyanwa si apụta ama m ka nkọwalụ gị ebe o si apụta so that ka anyị wee kwuo ife anyị na-ekwu really na ka anyị ghara deviate from ife anyị na-ekwu yọta nyanwa na-ekwu ya from yọta based on ihe na-eme from security wise and then the agitation so kwa yọta the agitation so mana ihe emebegodu no first before the agitation
what I think maybe area last year. That this government will show their pride and go especially this man or the Lambegal on the right level. Let them settle with that man. This is the case, if he's getting out of hand, he will just or they give him a referendum. And the Nigerian state will do so. All the man who to that street and I get what to see. Now, Nigeria is among the people who can the measure. Now, every political of his own freedom. Now, they make it, now, after they are not on here. Now, what can you find that about the measure? I don't know here.
Mana Emana Nigeria abroad the only country ever secession no be a crime. You know that, Abi? Nigeria abroad the only country ever secession no be a crime. Don't worry. I need him konyo ozo bata yota. I know kwa ihe ndo ozo nwe iku ni ha ni na igopta. Yota, thank you so much for your contribution this morning. It is still political views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. The numbers you will call to become part of this discussion we are having here this morning are 08096661035. What are your political views? This program is meant for people who are grounded politically. If you're not grounded, then it is not really for you. So let's hear from people who are grounded. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Your name and your location. Hello? Oh. Okay, please, your name again, eh? Okay, please go on. Hello? Gabaniru.
But I a lot of PVC.
What's an office in Danek?
The problem anywhere. I mean, politics. He wants to be non-national bias.
Okay.
Among the Christendom. The way we raise the non-national bias, the Christendom will rise in Nigerian state. Although the denominational bias, the only way to look at the only way to ever. Bias are the only way to president Nigeria. Because but even under some people in economic. I say he is past activity. If he has been a governor. Is it good to make? So when the national bias, or when we are the Christian, or when we are the that represents everybody. In the absence of that, so we have to represent people anywhere. Because not a good that is the natural bias from the trade when to the center.
Okay.
So when you even the center, demonstrate the national bias and say here again Nigeria. It's not possible.
Okay, because before Ijebe, Achom Kiti on underage voting. Ke hilo maka underage voting.
Underage voting has long one.
Okay.
The problem when underage voting was because of the system I now operate. The system I is wrong. And no more civil voting out of underage voting. And then we take where a data more system. Yeah, the answer. Oh, man, I knew that you know that you here. And that's what I made it right here. And you know, when you support on go to Paria. So you go to work, but you know, for the work, but you know, for the work, but you now go to this now breaker. You know, right now, say, where is you going?
Or Fancha, and when the joke,
all of them. Because now, all now to a book. Oh, yeah, exactly. Now, only for one vote or not. The problem, man. Then, all now, I see the mother collecting, they will say PVC. Now, collecting it. I will do more yet. So, you know, the problem, Mona. A lot of people in Nigeria don't want to do registration.
Okay.
So now the problem, I now address it underage voting. I now address it now what to voting. But when about brother
Darulin, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It is still political views. It is open. The floor is open. If you are grounded politically, here is the floor. Take the floor and tell us what you think about all that is going on in the political space in Nigeria this morning. It is happening. Yes, so let's hear from you at Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Let's hear from you. Hello. 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 Yeah, good morning. Yeah, so Utoma, your name and your location. Mm. Okay, please go on. Mm. Yes, so yes. Mm. Okay. Mm. Mm. Okay. Mm. Go on. Okay. This one is a campaign for obedient people. Can you like come into some of the into some of the things we are talking about this morning too? Mm. Okay. And show their PVCs. Mm. Okay. So we need to organize operation show your PVC. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. But I want you to also venture into. I want you to venture into the issue of underage voting. Mm. 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 Okay. Mm. Mm. Okay. Mm. Okay. Mm. Okay, thank you very much for joining us this morning. It is still political view on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. The floor is open for you to tell us what you think about all that we are talking about this morning. We are looking at, 97 days to election. Obi, Tinubu, Atiku, polarise southeast. The voting power now is divided. How much do you know of that? Let's hear from you. Hello? Yeah, good morning. Yes, sir. Okay, continue. Okay, okay. Mm. Mm. Okay. Mm. Okay. It's Africa. Mm. Okay. Mm.
has been in this country for long. Even overvoting always here in this country for long. And nobody has seen it as a crime. See, I am not supporting anybody, but as I social market now, don't worry how I'm for. Not Ramoma, you could come to work for you. Now, people see, oh, other than what and ask for everyone and let them pay. Mother to work out.
Yes.
Now, I've got all that particular area and I said, and I said, really, go to this on the edge. Remember, I am on the edge here. But I'm not on the edge. Man, I have why you overvoted. So, another name was overvoted. We learn how now, in the Kenyan man. I mean, look at the GDP. The man only came with the American here to the United Airport because now I have to change fees. We're putting things around the 10 to go, anywhere in Kenya. But because you're not too good, most of the time, the level in Kenya have to do it here. That's what change fees. But I think I didn't have to do that. I went to a lesson, not 2,000 plus. They didn't that if I idea.
Okay.
So, in like you're going to put all the other good about idea. And let's say that's in their hand. And what I said now, over go to learn with it.
Man, in Nigeria, about PVC they involved with bimodal voter accreditation system and others to or I am over voting again. I begin in this involved.
My brother, Nigeria cannot fight. Even Nigeria, they are Africa. Africa is still under blind. I am telling you the truth. They are still under blind. They may by much in about this. They must do and they treat way because they know how to do their things. They know Nigeria when I'm getting a young world. So they're looking at them. If you want that now, Africa cannot do it. They have never seen. Forget about all these things they are doing in the Africa in the leader. Africa is still under blind. Oh, Milania, the one that will be made and I call the Democrat Mozigima. Also, because of English, go outside the radio. They want to learn his language. And they don't know who is going to save Africa from this English. Africa is still under importance. And I pray to God that the only way to make sure that Africa will open their eyes and remove themselves from that stage, they won't take it because Africa is on that stage. It is when this country called Nigeria will be on one side. Another country who wants to be on their own will be on their own. That was when we can come together and move ahead where the other countries are moving. I am telling you the truth.
Okay,
look at the fraud now. The white man has been bringing the palliative from the Nigerians. They have bring the palliative from Nigeria.
Yeah.
Are you bringing that palliative from Nigeria based on what? If you are not getting something from this country, how can you bring that palliative?
Some people like helping other people too. When they hear about mishaps in some areas, they like to help out, because they know humanity is one.
You will hear from that hero. And they can want to hear from America, they will take them to go and because America also the in this country. That is the reason why they cannot come to console you. Indirectly, when they give you that 20 million naira, indirectly they take more than 3 for something billion.
We are also gaining from them too. Like every country gains from each other. Every country gains from each other, Thank you so much for thank you so much.
They are gaining more than us. Okay. Britain, what are they telling us? Okay, look at Abata. They say they have paid over 10 million, whatever. Britain has never come in and asked questions as a global matter. How do you say that you share this money like that?
Since you are now independent, they can't do that now. Are you not independent?
Not independent, social distance independent. They don't have the right.
Okay, this one is social distance independence.
I am telling you, that is the social distance independent. They are somewhere. They're moving the one they put.
Okay.
They have an independent. How can we have an independent when I go to food? Because I will go to my own house and get it.
No,
and I go to browser, I will do
no problem. Let's hear from other people too. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much with the social distance independence. Anyhow, we would like to hear from other people too. It is still political views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. You know, we always remind you that man is a political animal, and because of that, we all have political views. Yeah, everything that happens on the corridor of power, you know, in one way or the other, affects you and I. So these issues, we have to talk about them. We have to talk about them and know exactly, you know, the way forward and chart the way forward. Let's hear from you. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you, my very good friend. Okay, fine.
Yeah, welcome on board from Allo, London. Yeah, so remind us of your names again, sir.
Yeah.
Mm,
Thank you very much.
okay.
From London.
Okay, please go on.
Yeah, my very good friend. I totally concur with the last caller,
Okay.
particularly on the question you asked him about the so-called magical and God-saving, what I call it, the letter diva.
Mm,
Some divas that will, yeah, how would I say it? That will salvation us.
okay.
You know, salvation, and when I say salvation or salvation, whichever one,
Mm,
the Messiah. Huh?
okay.
You ask the question about Almighty Jesus. This election can be still rigged.
Mm,
This time around, we have the technology called Jesus.
mm.
This good time can also be seen in the Almighty Jesus. And I ask, are you not aware? Are you not privy to the allegations in our children?
Okay,
That there was a
but if you look at what Pat Otomi is talking about, he also agrees with these beavers that he's now counting the biometrics. You know, so that will show you that he also trusts the beavers. So, what do you think of that too?
Remember what the last caller told you.
Okay.
We are in Nigeria. We are in Nigeria. In 2019, some people fabricated, doctored, and manufactured fake results and claimed that it emanated from INEC server. I know you are privy to that.
Yes. We saw all that, but at the end of the
Something
day,
that was not yet, something that was not in the Nigerian constitution, although it was there in the electoral act for a long time, yes, by the president. Yes, people brought it out. But it is wanting for Nigeria to believe that the fabricated and doctored results come from INEC server. Now, are you telling me that server cannot be hacked? Where the solution to had bank accounts, had Nigerian accounts, even people use the name of Army General to buy some money and spend money from people. That is exactly what the last caller was telling you about this in Nigeria.
okay.
As far as I'm concerned, let me give you an example.
Okay.
In 1993, when I was in America, police arrested us on the road. And I lied to the policeman about my name.
Okay.
Immediately, my fingerprint was taken. The real name came on board.
Mm.
That shows you that the country has an authentic national digital data.
Okay.
Now, in Nigeria, people go to 3 different voter cards.
Mm.
Even somebody that will come from the Navy will be using voter cards,
Yeah.
and the people will authenticate him and he will vote.
Yeah.
The same people,
Mm.
the almighty people we are talking about in
Yeah.
Nigeria here.
Mm.
When in America, little kids has American White House website,
Mm.
and we are talking about Nigeria that doesn't have anything technology, that doesn't have anything science. You see, Nigeria is a country where it's a little technology country, people will start out and praising it. Yeah? Praising it when we have nothing to nothing. So what I'm trying to say here is that since the giver, since our machine cannot capture double registration, and even if sometimes I let you tell us they are training their voters register, still on the election day you see people voting with different voter cards. You understand?
Okay.
So what they do to us is the more you look, the less you see. Now, talking about the age group, because you are not talking about on the age campaign, you are talking about
On the age vote, yeah.
Yes, because I'm not here to start talking about the location and the value of the people.
Yes, well, in one way or the other, they are all related. All of it is still, in one way or the other, is related too.
Okay. Let me on the campaign issue, using small fields to campaign is absolutely wrong. So this is the first time in Nigeria such has ever happened.
Okay.
It is wrong, and we should stop that. And if some people feel that the presidential candidate of Labour Party the law, then it's up to him. For me, well, I will just warn him. I will not go further. Another political party to stop doing so.
Okay.
In terms of what on the age voting, sounds like from there to there that in the northern region of Nigeria there is always underage voting. That does not happen here in the south. But exactly there is something else that is happening. What is that? Multiple compression.
Okay.
Hmm? While they're in the north doing underage voting, in the south, I down here, compression. Let me tell you the truth, I'm not afraid to say it. In 2003, I completed 327 ballot papers to a particular political party. It still persists up till now.
Wow.
So, remove what is in your eye before you start talking about somebody else.
Okay.
Let's stop playing politics of biasness, hiding our iniquities to talk about other people. While they are voting in the north of the age voting, down here in the south, double confronting one person can even confront 1,000 ballot paper starting from a week before the election, and then all the time.
Anyhow, anyway, this is your own opinion. We would like to hear from other people because some other people might have diverse opinion to this. Well, what you're just saying, you know, we might also get some facts from other people too. You know, no.
Why I love myself. Why I love myself. And why people love the way I talk when I make my political analysis. I speak fact and reality. I don't play politics of personal interest because of this person. I don't know you, but maybe you are an Igbo man. You're coming out for president or governor. I don't know you. You don't know me just because you're an Igbo. Yeah, I'll vote you. You start and I will claim that you are Jesus Christ. I'll start taking you white all in the name of my personal interest. I don't play that. I play politics of fact and reality. My very good question is a clear fact that we do double ballot president
in the south.
Yes. I am among them in 2003. I was among them. And it still persists this time around. And let me echo it again. Rivers cannot take us. Because as far as I'm concerned, there was an allegation that overvoted, that it could not detect overvoting. It could not detect multiple registrations. Something that could not detect multiple registrations, that could not detect overvoting. And people are praising it in Nigeria here, where anything can happen.
Anyhow, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Thank you so much for your input. Let's hear from other people too. Thank you so much. Yes. Yes, it is still political views on Airborne, the 103.5 FM, and it is happening. I'm being joined in the studio right now by my guest, who I will introduce pretty soon. It is still political views on Airborne at the 103.5 FM. Stay tuned. So, welcome, sir. Everybody is taking statement in soludo and the rest of them. Yeah, so okay. Yes, let's hear from you. Hello. Yes, good morning. Your name and your location. Okay. Okay, go on. Okay. 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 Hello. Okay. Okay. But he is also telling you he's in as much as he's doing all of that he's also telling you that he's not saying that peterobi is the Messiah. But anyhow, right now in the studio I'm being joined by Nzeribe Ezanuna. He's a member of All Progressive Grand Alliance, and now we'll begin to venture into some of the issues that is also happening in the political scene. First and foremost, say hello to our audience first.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us this morning. And first, let's start with the statement Professor Charles Soludo made about the Mr. Peterobi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party. You know, you are a member of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, a party that the governor of Anambra State is also a member of. So, what do you think of what he said basically about that investment?
Which of his
His
statements?
statement first about the investment, that the investments Mr. Peter made in Anambra State is worth to nothing. Like it's what is something, but it's
I
almost
really,
nothing.
I
You know.
really,
And then in making those statements, Mr. P came out as well, and then clarified the issue, talked about the investment, how much it was worth, and then what it is worth now. But at the end of the day, that the investment is there to employ a lot of Anambra youths, and at the same time, it is serving as it's helping us when it comes to our GDP as well. So, what do you think about that? Forth and back going on between Mr. P and Soludo.
um, I would probably think that Soludo was misquoted or quoted out of context.
Okay.
The truth of the matter is investment is investment,
Okay.
and every investment counts.
Mm.
Sometimes you make investment, it's a risky decision.
Okay.
That investment can lose value, as in stock and all that.
Okay.
It goes up and down. Okay, that is well understood all over the world. The important thing is part of spending is to invest.
Okay.
Part of saving is to invest. So Anambra State or P2B introduced us to investment, investing in stock and all of that, and the government of Anambra State participated in that. I believe investment is a good investment. Well, there is investment in Sabnela. Anambra people appreciate that.
Okay.
And there should be more investment, really.
Okay.
Sabnela is a small investment as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
I'm expecting more investment from Soludo.
Okay. The last time you were here, you endorsed the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, and you are a member of the All Progressive Grand Alliance. So I think one of the reasons why Professor Shah Soludo is doing what he's doing right now is to establish his own principle in that particular party, Apuga, which is the reason why he said that Mr. P2B will not win the election. And he is already endorsing his own principle in the Apuga party. What do you think of that?
Yeah, the governor, Professor Charles Soludo, is correct when he endorses Apoga candidates.
Okay.
Okay, I endorse P2B.
P2B.
I didn't endorse Labour Party.
Okay.
Okay. I go to Abuja sometimes and I'm in a cab, and the cab driver is not an Igbo man, but the person tried to find out my opinion, tried to say obedient, expecting me to sing along with him, and that way I'm like quietly trying to see if there is a new Nigeria or the Nigeria I used to know.
Okay.
The Nigeria I know has never risen above tribalism, has never risen above religious consideration. So if it happens this time, I will be in shock. When I was young, I was jumping like obedient people for Abiola. At the end of the day, it came to nothing. I'm hoping that this time around, there is a new caveat to all of this, and P2B changes, and we
changing the narratives.
Changes the narrative, and Nigeria actually rises above these radical ideologies that we have, which is tribalism and religious consideration and regional and population and so on and so forth. So the Nigeria I'm looking at, it's an old order, really.
Yeah.
I believe we're still in old order, and that's what Soludo is trying to say. That as far as this old order, this current order is concerned, okay, it's a tribal war, it's a tribal dialogue that is involved. And if you go to a party where there is no discussion, this euphoria will fizzle out. Soludo is just concerned like most Igbos and all that. But my personal opinion is I blame it on PDP. Okay. because Peter by being the vice president in the last election, and they did very well and they won. People like me were expecting that PDP will run that ticket. Unfortunately, PDP did not do that. Instead, they tried to undermine P2B. They took the entire PDP structure from Southeast and the rest of the structure away from him. So he was lonely in that party. So I can see why he left the party. Okay, and being an Igbo leader without any troop around him in terms of full soldiers in the PDP, it is okay that he left. He has no choice. PDP pushed him away, really.
That's what Governor Wike said.
Yeah, PDP pushed him away. So I don't blame him for doing this. But honestly, having followed P2B for more than 20 years, I'm really in shock. Just like my governor is. I'm really in shock that P2B will make that dramatic decision, that radical decision, that decision to move from a party like PDP to a new party, a brand new party, a party that has no structure. Because Peter is a very highly intelligent human being who considers a lot of things. What I'm saying in this event is that I hope his movement considers the interests and aspiration of millions of Igbos who are really concerned about their place in the Nigerian state, especially the Nigerian political space. Conspiracy has entered PDP, and PDP have decided, since when it comes to the turn of the Igbos, they will change the goalposts, they will change the narrative, they will change the requirement. Okay, they will stop zoning. You know, zoning is the reason why we created. The Igbos are the founders of PDP. We created that party. Unless Ekwema must be turning in his grave when these people just change zoning so that they can have their way as usual. And people like me are not happy. We are supporting. We're very much in agreement with P2B for going into for pursuing it. What is critical is this. This thing is becoming a controversy because P2B is the de facto leader of Ndibo right now when it comes to politics. Okay. If it was any of this other governor that went to Lebanon, nobody will hear about it. There will be no controversy. Nigerian public will not rise up in support. So so really, the problem is if P2B continue, is P2B going to be a winner or is it going to be a spoiler for PDP? Okay, I have considered those things. I've been worried, just like the governor is worried, but I have come to the conclusion that regardless of what it is, if Atiku wants to be president of Nigeria, he should look for votes outside of Igbo land, in the north. Let him get the vote of the Northerners to be president.
Okay. Now won't you say that Professor Charles Soludo is one Nigerian that is being affected by that ethnical, that politics of ethnic, of ethnicity?
Yeah, no,
So
all of us,
that is going on, all that he's saying now.
all of us, all the Igbos are affected. Remember, we created Apoga as a pathway to the center because the conspiracy against Ndibo under PDP and under AD then and under APP then, the conspiracy was so loud that we created Apoga as a pathway to the center. The ambition of every Igbo man that is in politics is to get to the center. Okay? A passenger that is moving around now, why didn't he appoint an Igbo man to be second in command to Yaradua? Come on, they don't want us to have a pathway to the center. So they should not be crying wolf at this time. So what I'm saying is that it is the right of our governor to express himself. And I like him, he comes out with his mind. This thing that the governor expresses represents a constituency that is all over Igbo land, but they are talking about it inside their bedroom.
So you are in support of the fact that he's telling us to negotiate with the two major individuals or two major parties that we are sure that will get this election. But at the same time, those two major parties are not sure that he is envisioning Apuga in those two major parties that he's talking about.
Yeah, Yeah, Africa don't have the structure right now
Okay.
to actually produce a president. Okay, so uh, so what is going on right now is there is a need for dialogue.
Okay.
Okay, like I'm saying, I still believe Nigeria is still in the old order
Okay.
until Peterobi brings the new order into existence. I still believe Nigeria is in the old order, and the old order requires that Ndi Igbo must negotiate with Southwest, must negotiate with the North
And then
to find their way to the center.
what he is talking about, is it not detrimental to actualizing the new order if it is, if it is so, if it is something that we should believe
No,
in?
it's not detrimental. Whenever you bring an issue for more people to participate in
Yeah.
discussing,
Mm.
you are not doing the wrong thing.
Okay.
So Soludo is really being bold and courageous.
Okay.
Most politicians in Igbo land, they are silent. How many big politicians are with P2B?
Okay.
They are not with P2B because the same thing that is worrying Soludo is worrying them. But the obedient movement has beaten them into silence.
Okay.
So that is being silent, is should not be wisdom to bringing it out for everybody to discuss it and know, so that we the Igbos can really look before we leave.
Okay. Before we open the phone lines once again, let's look at the last caller talked about bimodal voters accreditation system, and he disputed the fact that it's not going to enable the election to be credible this time. What is your take on that?
Take on that is that the problem with Nigerian democracy has always been INEC. INEC is set up to make sure that those people who continue to manipulate the presidential election, who continue to decide who becomes what in Nigeria, will continue to be there. INEC has failed Nigerian democracy, and it's unfortunate that we send people to National Assembly and they are not doing anything to make sure that INEC becomes more perfect in what they are doing. The little thing they did with the so-called bimodal this time
Voters accreditation
voters,
system.
it's not yet the best. Okay, and there is no right now our elections are still not auditable. Okay, you cannot go back after an election 2 years and look at each ballot box. Okay, in fact, the basic thing INEC supposed to do, they have not done it.
Now, what is
Okay,
that?
that is providing a register for every Nigerian voter. There is no register. They don't have register.
So you agree with Pat Otomi when he says that if he takes taking the PVCs to their homes, to every Nigerian's home, to give it to them, that they should do it. Do you agree with him when he said that?
It will cost you more than 5,000 to get PVC to register and vote. It has never happened anywhere. They're supposed to they're supposed to involve the political parties in distribute this thing easily. And they're supposed not to be printing it from Abuja. This is a local affair. When it comes to registration and distribution of cards, it should be a local affair.
Okay.
Okay, and political party ought to participate.
Okay.
When political party participate, they can cancel out child registration. They can cancel out a whole bunch of things.
Okay.
They can remove dead people from the register. Right now, more than 30-40% of the voter of people in the so-called voters list are dead. Okay, the database is not clean. And in America, you don't do that. The politicians clean the voters register.
Then now you mentioned America. How come America?
The politicians clean the voters register.
Then now you mentioned America. How come America is also endorsing that bimodal voters accreditation system? They are in support of it.
No. It's progress, but it's not good enough.
Okay.
It's too little, too late for 2023. Okay, there is so much to be done to make Nigerian elections auditable.
Okay.
Once you do the right thing, involve the political parties to play a role. Now INEC don't have a set of ad hoc staff for 20 years. Every day they come in with students that are so hungry looking for money, and they put them as POs. By now, and yet the law says people from level 13 and up. Like, there is no list of civil servant people with that People with known address, credible people that's supposed to be on a database, on a list that does ad hoc stuff. Thing. So INEC is a terrible disaster.
Agree that the bimodal voters accreditation system is a progress. It will make a difference in the 2023 elections.
Definitely, it will make a difference. It will reduce the fraud that goes on in most elections, including what the one of the listeners was saying before.
Okay,
multiple voting.
Okay.
Multiple voting would be reduced dramatically,
Okay.
especially in the same polling booth, and people using other people's card to go and vote would be drastically reduced.
Yes, it is still political views on Ebon
And the transmission of results automatically will reduce.
Okay, don't worry about it. Let's get it now. It is still political views on Ebon at the 103.5 FM, and I'm now in the studio with Nzeribe Ezano. Nzeribe Ezano. Zeribe Ezano.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so he's a member of the APGA party. And then we are talking about a whole lot of things. We are now even getting into the issue about Soludo and peterobi. The numbers you will call to become part of the conversation this morning are 08096661035. Let's of the conversation this morning are 08096661035. Let's hear from you. Hello? Oh, please call back. Once again, the numbers are 08096661035. What are your political views? Let's hear from you. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes.
To you, Ifan, you want to
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to my senior brother.
Yeah, good morning. Good
Yeah,
morning.
you're welcome. Yeah, thank you very much. Ifan, you understood me. I did not say that both Viva cannot work.
Okay.
I said this is not a Nigeria, the so-called plain which cannot be set with a voting or multiple registration. Could not be set to be a Nigeria.
Okay.
You are saying that it will limit about and all that. When I'm telling you that last year election in Anambra State, you could not set anything. I'm on the ground now. I'm an agent. I'm a Nigeria political party member, and I will run things.
Okay.
Let me be very fast because just like you're getting to your mind.
Okay.
No problem comes from my head. If you want to give us with your authentic, to be very, very significant, it's very, very authentic to be doing its work. They have programmed it to be safe. Other than that, it is the work of the INEC. It is the problem of the INEC. They are the ones that they will see you, see the card, they will know it's not you, they will see you, give you eyes to go and vote. You understand? So the main problem is from the INEC.
INEC definitely is a problem. It's a problem, and unfortunately, I laugh when I see INEC trying to demonstrate their inferior technology. I'm an expert in biometrics. I even have international patent on it. What INEC is demonstrating and using on Nigeria is simply they are trying to continually control who becomes the president of Nigeria, and that is wrong. INEC is not an umpire; it's a participant. And Nigerians, the National Assembly need to step up and code a law where INEC can truly be independent and an umpire. Unfortunately, that is not what we're doing. Our representative in the National Assembly, especially led by PDP people, all of them need to be flushed out because they don't know why we send them there. Those of us in Anambra State and the rest of Igbo land, we send them there to level the playing field, the playing ground for every Nigerian. But they go there to come up with, I gave you guys solar energy street light. Rubbish. That is not why we send them there. Unfortunately, they continue to recycle themselves with the so-called constituency project money. Okay? We need to change Nigeria. INEC is a problem. Then the Electoral Act needs to be coded so that ordinary people with ordinary background can actually go to National Assembly. This so-called the use. How can you get 20 million, 30 million to participate in an election, to even get ordinary form? Okay? The system is so corrupt. The there is a need
But,
to.
but we must agree with the fact that during this election, a lot of people came out more than the other elections. We must agree with that fact.
Because good candidates emerge.
Mm.
Good candidates, for instance, the three major parties right now. There is no way the existing two major parties, somebody like peterobi can emerge. There is no way.
Then most of the things you guys are now talking about when it comes to the credibility of INEC now, you need to clarify it properly, because you say you're at the end of the day, US endorsed that BVS. Now
That's a little piece in the whole in what needs to be done. That is only one part of what needs to be done.
Okay.
To improve the function of INEC.
Okay, you from Alo now, you understand this thing properly. The last word you give us before you go on, so that we'll hear from other people as well. This thing now, this election, is it going to be credible? Just that, with the BV and everything, with all that we have on ground now, is it going to be credible enough?
As far as I'm concerned, election is credible. At least let me say 80% credible. No election in Nigeria has been credible except 1993 election.
Okay. And 1993. It's 90. You are right.
Okay.
Yes, that is the first election in Nigeria conducted. It's incredible. Apart from that, no election. At least let's say 80%. 80% is mathematics. I want to ask my friend. Although I don't support you, some way in another political party, can you give us an authentic account? How people will win this election? Or is it just he will win? Can you give us, as you reach the northern people, has you made an alliance with the north, knowing fully well that the north vote, not to decide the vote of Nigeria anytime, any day? Have you had an alliance here, or are we just fighting on safe remain, telling us that you, Nigerian youth, when we see the same Nigerian youth in other political party lines, the political party lines are now, the board now, the youth become youth.
Okay. Let him answer that now. Let him now.
I have gotten the gist. Let me explain to you.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, our political system is such that we're like I'm still believing that we're still in the old order, and the old order is democracy is simply a tribal war. Okay, what you have now is closer to what happened in 1979. Okay, so but this is what I'm saying. Peterobi, I think Peterobi was thinking about this thing me and you are discussing now. That's why he took Labour Party instead of coming to our party. But having said that, is this right now, this is the greatest effort made by somebody outside North to try to break in, to try to sell their candidacy. Peterobi is doing a fantastic job up North, trying to sell himself, okay, to ordinary Northerners. Ordinary Northerners have never been challenged before to vote according to their conscience. Like you rightly said, the North, I disagree, they don't even vote in block as much as the Igbos do. The Igbos always vote in block. In 2003, we voted for Dumegu Atiku in block. Forget about what the result reflected. We voted for Dumegu Atiku in block in 2003. We voted for Dumegu Atiku in block in 2007. In 2011, we voted for Jonathan Ebele. Good luck. We voted for him in mass. In 2015, we did the same thing for Goodluck Jonathan. In 2019, we voted en masse for Atiku Abubakar and Peterobi. And I'm telling you, based on what I see on the ground, on every presidential election, when it comes to presidential election, the Igbos always collapse the structures and they vote for the person they want to vote in unison. Whether you are in APC, whether you are in whatever party you are going to vote for that person the Igbos have decided to vote on. And I believe in 2023, it will not be different. Most Igbos will vote for Peterobi
Okay, thank you very much for your input. That could be that's your thought, basically,
Oh yeah.
but at the
Based
end of
on
the day,
history, based on what
but,
you said, Igbos always vote
a lot of people
vote
also
in block.
a lot of people will also disagree. He that also called, he asked you that question because he disagrees to that fact. But anyhow, it is still
Yeah.
political views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. We are beginning to wind down to the time when we tell you, see you some other time. But right now, you and I, we are still in the studio. We can spend time here talking about these issues. Call us on 08096661035. Let's hear from you. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning once again.
Yeah, so your name, your location.
Yeah, hopefully my family like this are here in the studio.
Okay, please go on.
Yes.
Thank you, Obinna.
Nigeria election. Nothing like level. Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
That
Continue.
is the reason why our brother used to think Moses after Nigeria election. What we see is election. And that is how it has been going for a while now.
Oh yes.
No matter how you may be, no matter how strong you may be, Nigeria can never give you anything incredible. This is how they compromise this country to be.
Okay.
And that is the reason why I can see INEC. INEC cannot do more than anything.
So now, don't you think that Anambra election and all of the recent elections we've held in the like of recent now is credible enough?
My brother, it's not today that I this election. Whether Anambra or not Anambra. That is the thing that was the man. Former Indian divider or what, or Malaysia, or the guy.
Mm.
You know that?
Yeah.
The man, this complex, the way I've seen INEC and this APC underground, the way they are doing it, they telling me that what this man has been lamenting before he died is true. He said it earlier, he's very concerned of anything, whether they are going to see him or not. That the APC government underground, they have arranged all whatever thing they want to arrange to put on ground to regain power, come to 2023. And when you see the way INEC are doing, all these things they are saying, your students are this and that, that is not what they are doing. That is not what they are doing. They are not doing anything to president of the team. And that is a statement that human beings never hear that they say there's some little malaria and just like that they die. Something like the malaria. The man has been saying it. People have already
It is still speculation. She died still. But I also want you to venture into the issue of Soludo and peterobi since we have a guest from the Africa Party here. I want you to ask a question on that.
I don't have anything to say there. Remember what our former governor said? His Excellency Atiku He said he did not blame peterobi. Our Soludo said whatever the Soludo is doing, it's a political. What are you talking about? Are you going to see that because of a president governor said something and you are attacking him, thinking that he is going to make a point? You cannot make a point. All those things is a political. Listen, we can also say just here. When you are coming under DDP.
He said Nyesom Weke said that Soludo is envious of peterobi. That's how he said it too.
Yes. We get this kind of talk during the time of Momoke because this thing go and do it. He didn't attack Momoke to Momoke. He didn't attack. He didn't say anything. Nobody attacked Momoke. Why this one will not say his soul now? It can't become attack. It's a brother. It's nothing like a brother or sister. The first person is concerned. You are not the same party with me. I have my right to say that thing I want to share. That is politics. That is the truth. You are not doing anything wrong or good or something here. So if what is left to do and the followers are making what the Soludo said become a talk of the town. What can you guys see your brother? And we are sending letters to him, telling him we are followers out there, saying we are their own team. So I am saying to this as well, making this thing to go far. Because what he said, like I said, that if this is what Atiku said, it is a political content that he said.
Okay.
This is in Africa. This one is in 11.
Okay. Thank you so much for it. Okay. You want to comment on that?
Yeah, my attitude in the whole thing, in as much as there is political expediency in their various comments, the important thing is neither of them can decide what the Igbos have decided as to who they will vote for,
Okay.
as far as the presidency is concerned.
Okay.
Regardless of what you do now, the problem is there is definitely concern by major political gladiators in Igbo land that this uncharted water that P2B is pursuing, how about if P2B did not make it?
Yes.
Will it impact
Yes.
negatively on the
Yes.
Igbo people?
Good morning. Welcome on board. Okay, please go on.
Well, the comment from soludo
Mm.
cannot be understood. One,
Okay.
anybody who thinks that soludo is supposed to, because that person is supporting me, is making any sense. If people is running as a presidential candidate of Labour, and he goes governor made a comment somewhere, in good position will visit the governor and dialogue with him. That is one. Two, the unfortunate thing here is that a lot of people are trying to try wood where there's no wood. The problem of our people is that when people talk about the government, they think that we let those things tonight, big of Africa, big and at the end of the day, we say, if Soludo makes an open comment against people, why can't people take it? He's still an incumbent, a governor of Anambra State.
He visited him of late.
So if people
They will still visit him.
Yeah.
9 P2B will still
He'll
visit
still
him.
visit him. Okay.
That's not a
you
problem.
understand me,
Okay.
when some of his supporters are attacking the government,
Mm. Anyhow.
you want them to believe
Mm.
that all is well. Those people are not telling you the truth.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you. Thank you for your input. Thank you so much. Yes.
Like I said before.
This will be like your last comment before we leave here now.
Yeah, like I said before, a lot of political gladiators in Igbo land are anxious as to that there is a great deal of anxiety as to what is going on. Because right now, history and the moment has projected P2B as the de facto leader of the Igbo people. Okay? The important thing is in this latest action he has taken is he mindful of that, and is he carrying us along?
Okay.
That is really the most important thing. What the governor is doing is to bring these issues up so that we can really discuss it instead of attacking the governor. The obedient people, they have silenced a lot of people. A lot of people can't talk anymore, can't say their mind. Okay? Yeah. So everybody is keeping whatever they are thinking inside them. Okay. So we must applaud the governor for being courageous, to speak in the for being open with these issues, so that we discuss it. And okay.
Anyway, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Zeribe Ezanona. I hope I got it right this time. And then it's been political views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM, and the entire thing. The reason why we talk about these things is so that we get to the level where we play politics about ideologies and not just about, ethnicity and religion and the rest of them. With that said, this is the spot where we'll call it a day on this particular edition of Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Political Views comes to you every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. and then every Saturday, 10 o'clock a.m. Please keep a date, and it is going to happen again, same time, same station, soon. So with that, have fun this weekend.